Thomas showed some fantastic images we've already looked at that I can't wait to share with everybody and for everybody to see. But really exciting to watch this team work, and the pilots did a great job. We had a little bit of a challenge right at the time of when we needed to be best, but they did a great job recovering from that, and then kept us on path all the way through. So anyway, so thank you guys. Remember to put your glasses on for those of you who hadn't seen it yet, and we'll talk to you soon.
Fantastic stuff. And if you just tuned in here, you're watching Through the Eyes of NASA, NASA television. We have the best views of the solar eclipse today and coming later in the show. You don't want to miss this, the International Space Station live. Now, next up, let's visit a working farm at Austin Peay State University in Clarksville, Tennessee. Agricultural observations and solar eclipse viewing activities are underway, including high-altitude balloon launches and painting cows.
Painting cows? What?
Okay, all right. So now let's go to the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. Chris Blair standing by.
Well, humans are naturally excited about the solar eclipse, but one thing we've learned on this working agricultural farm is that animals can as well. But more on that in a moment, as right now we're getting ready to do a live scientific balloon launch. And joining us to tell us more is Dominic Critchlow from Austin Peay State University. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. So tell the crowd and our audience a little bit about the scientific payload you have on board.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Today we're flying some still image equipment, and we're going to be taking images of the ground in different wavelengths. And we're also flying live streaming equipment, so we can live stream the eclipse looking downwards and looking around and at 100,000 feet, which is higher than any plane has ever gone. We're also flying some biological samples with NASA Ames and then our trackers so we can have a successful recovery.
Okay, and they just released your balloon, so let's talk about the NASA science and the biological samples. Explain more.
So NASA Ames has contacted us and all of the other teams that are going to be doing launches today across the whole path of the eclipse. We're going to all have a little chip of biological samples on today across the whole path of the eclipse. We're going to all have a little chip of biological samples on there that are going to go up in the stratosphere, which is a similar atmosphere as we would see on the Martian surface. So we're doing some Martian studies, which is really interesting and cool.
We are very excited about that. And so also, how many balloon releases are you planning on doing this today or this weekend?
And so all across the U.S., we have about 50 teams that are launching in the path of the eclipse so that we can have a full coverage of the stream. And on the site today, we have 3 launches from 3 different universities, and we're just really excited to be here and hopefully all successful launches.
All right, so finally these balloons do go up and they come back down. And so what's some advice if anyone finds one of these payloads out and about across the country? What's a tip you would tell them?
If you find it, leave it there. Maybe take a picture because it's kind of cool to see something land in your backyard from research. And please don't touch it. We'll be there soon to pick it up. If you have to move it, let us know, and we'll just be there to recover it.
Awesome. Thanks. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, so yesterday we had a chance to catch up with some serious students, albeit a little younger, but serious about doing real-world science nonetheless. And here to tell us more is my good friend and colleague, Mitzi Adams from NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Mitzi, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. So tell us about the science that these high school students are working on.
Well, the students are actually working on some atmospheric science experiments. They're doing animal study experiments, and they're helping us observe the sun in various wavelengths of light.
And these students aren't just from the Clarksville area. I understand they're all around the country, if not perhaps the globe.
The students are from the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, and yes, they are from all around the globe. And they're actually from the Inspire project as well. They're participating in VLF radio noise experiments, and those folks are from Washington, D.C.
All right, excellent. So you mentioned the Space and Rocket Center, Space Camp. That's the official visitor center for NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. Feel free, if you're in northern Alabama, to come and see us. They do a great job of representing a past few